touch base again with that one dinner house, surf and turf dinner house that I've been to like 3 or 4 times now, I guess. So I've had like 3 interviews, and they want me to come back for another interview, and I just don't know because it's with the same woman I talked to today. Um, I mean, like, how many interviews do you need? But she had mentioned her daughter just had a baby in the hospital, and she had to go about it. I already took. You already took it.
already took your order?
Yes, you're
Okay.
perfect. Thank you, though. Um, she thought it was another car that pulled up. But anyway, so I'm in a drive-through ordering drive-through food. Eek. It's kind of late, and I was sorting the storage out, and I was hoping to get so much more done. And I debated on whether to sort that storage out and repack it in so I could move that other one right away, or go check on some other jobs while I had a good opportunity where it wasn't like lunchtime or dinner time. So I decided to take the money opportunity. I don't know, but anyway. So I went and dropped by that one place. You know that he called me several times, and I put big long application in. It's corporation, and just dropped in and said hi, and they went, "Oh, the district lady's here right now. Perfect timing." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And so then I was supposed to like interview with her, and so they had me waiting for like 30 minutes. Then um, the first manager I had talked to came out with some papers, and I said, "Man, these people really want to hire me." And I had told him the situation that there's just this one manager at the place I'm working that, you know, started up with his stuff again today. He was real quiet for about a week, but anyway, I stayed my distance. Sometimes it's easier to stay away from the problem and, you know, instead of be like right in it. So anyway, I just love working for myself. This working for other people is just horrible. It's real problematic at times. Even when you hold your breath. I mean, there's so much I could say. But, when you're working for other people, sometimes it's better just to hold your breath. But I hope like hell that my daughter didn't go through stuff like this all the time. She used to always complain after work, and I got like over it. I'm like, quit the job, quit the job. Um, but this is evil bad, you know. Anyway, so I went back there and talked to the guy for a little bit. He had all these papers and stuff, and said the lady was in the back, and I thought she was coming out. Anyway, he's so nice, that first manager I interviewed with. Really nice guy. And so anyway, uh, we sat at the table for a little bit. I said, "Here's where I'm at." I said, there's this one manager that is really problematic. When I first started, it was like screaming at me all the time. And that's not even appropriate, okay? But anyway, and I have to sit there and take it. You know what I mean? You can't like mouth off to management. It's not cool. But anyway, so to be really careful. So anyway, I this place always takes so long. Ooh, they got a bad fan in that cooler. But anyway, so I said, this coming week I've got like 4 days off, but everybody's getting slapped off because it's real slow season for the winter. Normally, for years and years and years for this area, it gets weird. With an exception with the pandemic, because everybody did really well during the pandemic and after it, until I guess this year, things are starting to go back to normal, where it's just going to be really slow. Because I've noticed how the hotels have really dropped, and they have not dropped since the pandemic. They've always kept tourist rates. And yeah, we've got tourists in town. We've got Tennessee and Texas and stuff. January, I guess, is the bigger time where a lot of the Canadians have come down and stuff. So the restaurants were telling me, they do pretty darn good around January. I really love that house I'm in. It's a really nice house, really good quality food. I love selling stuff that I believe in. Okay, and 98% of the crew is just wonderful. I'm talking upper management and co-workers, just fantastic. Um, but anyway, I said, so like last week I had 3 days off. This week I've got like 4 days off. But everybody's getting it. It's not just like they're out to get me or anything. It's just everybody's getting it. I mean, I watch servers at night where they'll take one down, and then 2 hours later they take three down, and an hour later they take two more down. But this place is super overstaffed that I work in. I mean, a lot of times you look at that dinner house and you go, my God, how can they afford to, pay all this payroll for, like 35 people when we had like three tables in the last 3 hours? I mean, that's just really strong. And now they're starting to like execute, you know. Um, so, I mean, that's totally understandable when they start sending people off. But it's hard when, you're hoping to get those hours and it's like, I got scheduled for like 24 hours, possible hours this week. It's like, oh, mother of God. And last week was like 28 that I actually worked. I think it was like 28.75. And I was sent home early, like every day but one. So, and I mean, they pretty much had to. They just, one of the days went in, there was like three of us working when there only needs to be really one. And so, it's understandable for costs of the restaurant. But anyway, I just really, you know, need to be at a place where, if they say that's my hours, it would be nice if those were my hours. And then there's also, other options like, backhouse or busboy. Those people are pretty much employed all year round. So it might be a better option to take something like that, food runner expo or busboy or some backhouse work like dish or something. Um, so, and I'm open to that. I mean, but anyway, so talking with this really nice manager at this one house, that, I said, so, I mean, explain to me where you're at. He said, well, we're short, and I had some of the staff I was talking to in the lobby that said, we're just so short of people, that's one of the biggest problems, you know. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, like bussers and stuff like that, and hostesses and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, So anyway, there is a true shortage. So, God, too much. So anyway, uh, I thought, well, this would be good, and it's common for people to work more than one house around here all year round. There's a lot of people. My friend Just Mike, he'd work two or three houses plus his job at the factory down at Harbor Walk. Because he's a moneymaker. He has kids and he's a serious moneymaker. So, anyway, I'm talking to this manager now, and he says, well, we really need somebody like Monday through Thursday. And our night's okay with you. So before they wanted days. They're like, our night's okay with you? And I'm like, yeah. And they're not open too late. Blue jeans, what are you doing? And so I'm like, I could. I said, but, here's the days I have off this week. I'm not, really interested in like quitting my job today unless you can, promise me a lot of hours. If we're talking 35, 40 or plus, then, I might make that jump. I would prefer to try the waters out a little bit and see how it is. Because you're going to know after, the first week or first 3 days, if it's a problematic place. And you wouldn't want to, can one place for another if it's just two total losses. So he said, well, okay, hold on. And he went back, and then finally they got that lady to come out, the district man. Oh, it's been interesting. I'm working for other people, and I'm just not used to working for other people. I'm used to working for myself for years and years and years. But I have extreme experience in so many fields. It's not like I'm hurting there. But I can do just about whatever I want. But anyway, so then I gotta wait another like 15, 20 minutes, and then the lady comes out, and it's an older lady. She's kind of meek, and so we're talking, and I said, well, it's a little bit problematic. One manager, and he was cool for like a week, and then now we started up again, and it just makes it difficult. But the worst problem was, he was being obnoxious repeatedly in front of customers, and it gives them a bad taste as soon as they walked in the door. That's not cool. You want the people when they come in the door to have a good experience as soon as that door opens. If it starts getting negative, then they're going to expect more negative, and it's going to be a really bad experience. And there's just no excuse for that. Especially as slow as it is. Oh my gosh. I mean, while I was there, we had like a total of 4 tables. That was it. But, I mean, I only got to work, like an hour and a half after opening. Total. Other than, being there before opening to set up. So we're very busy when we set up and come in. But anyway, so, the lady's like, well, we just really need this. And I said, okay, so what are you willing to offer me? Because, I mean, what shifts and what days, do you want to float me in different areas like bus or serve or whatever? And she says, well, if you're hostess, then you bus. And I said, so do you get tipped back for that by the servers? And she says, yeah, but she's saying some really low, like a 2.5%. And I said, is that on the house sales? Or is that on the servers' tips? Well, how does it go? She said it was something like the server's sales, and so it's an automatic like 2.5% of whatever the server's sales were, and it's put through my payroll check, so I don't even see cash tip. And that's super weird. I've never heard of that. That's a real new one to me. And because I know a girl works at Shack, and she has to pay cash out to 3 different people: bartender, expo, and busboy. And she pays generally about $75 a night, depending on her tip. The $5 meal. $5 biggie bag. Mm-hmm. Yes, please. Her hair's so cute. I love it. Your total is $535. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. And 35. She's the cutest little curly hair with like a red orange. Real pretty. Almost blonde. Here you go. Super good, thank you. Okay, so what's really scary is I can see their fryer from here, and that sucker's smoking. And you know what smoke is when grease is like that. I mean, it's like ready to catch on fire. That's really scary. Oh man, please get me out of here. Man, this cider's like all melted. Ooh. So anyway, she's like, well, we're talking, 20, 25 hours a week and all that. And I said, you would like me to quit my job to be available for those exact days? I said, why can't we? Here you go. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I was like, why can't we just try to work me in? I have 4 days off this week. Is there any way we could just kind of work me in on those days off? And see how it goes. For me and you. I said, I just don't know about, bailing on my job for 20 to 25, you know, hour job a week, to, plus I get paid more over there too, but, I just don't know how long it's going to last. It was so disgusting this morning. Um, but anyway, she said, but I still got to do another interview with you because, I feel like you're, upset right now. I said, no, I'm not upset. I'm just seeing if I have another opportunity or, you guys called me several times. I've been back here several times. And I'm just trying to touch base with you and see if you do have a need for me and see if we can get something going. So, it's interesting. That house closes real early, earlier than I thought. Uh, but it could be their winter hours too. I don't know. Or maybe they're always like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I was like, okay. She's like, okay, we can have this meeting on such and such day at 3 o'clock. I was like, I hope it's not on my dad's birthday because I can't commit to that. But anyway, I'm kind of leery of that too. 3 interviews, and I got to come back for another interview with her again. That's 4. It's kind of like, man, might be too much trouble. So, I went down the street to this other house that I was at a few weeks ago, and they were not hiring, and now they're hiring all over the place. They're cleaning the whole back house out. So I could go for some food prep or dish. Dish is actually kind of fun. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but it's really fun. I've done it from time to time just for, a little bit. I worked at Golden Corral many, many years ago, and we didn't have a dishwasher. And I said, hey, if you show me how to work this thing, I'll wash all these dishes right here real quick. Because it was slow on the main floor. And I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah. And the boss showed me how to work it. And I said, oh, this is kind of cool. And I washed everything all up. I had a blast because it's like automatic. All you got to do is set the stuff in the tray, rinse it off real good, and push it through the machine or loaded machine, shut the door. And it washes all by itself and sterilizes everything. Super hot. And then, you do another tray, and thing comes out the back, and just wash. And then they had guys that come got all the dishes and stuff, so you didn't have to take the dishes out of the trays. They just come got them as you washed them and put them away. So it was just really fun. Really cool job. And I'm kind of thinking it might be a really cool job the way a lot of these places are nowadays. These younger folks that are just mean or playing on the phone or playing around. That I might like it better just back in the corner doing some dishes. I don't have to put up with all that mess. But so I don't know. But anyway, so I went and checked this other joint out, and they're serious about hiring. They're really very serious. And I'm like, it's like, do you have anything particular? Well, can you cook? I'm like, I really don't want to. I said I can a little bit, but I'm not a chef, a trained chef or anything. And I have a really bad fear of grease. I got burned real bad when I was little. I'm terrible fear of grease, so I'm kind of leery of that. If they do any deep fat fry stuff. But, so, and I don't know if this house does any deep fat fry. I'm not sure. I've never eaten there, but I've heard some great stuff about it. So, I went by there and talked to her. I think she's like part Filipino. Really pretty girl, really nice girl. And was filling out the application, and we were talking for a little bit. There's an older gentleman at the bar in his 80s, and he's a funny character. He was all by himself there, and they had me sit at the bar to go fill it out. Because I couldn't find a big enough clipboard. They offered me a clipboard and all that. He said, just go to the bar. Okay. And he was such a riot. Turns out he's the owner of the restaurant. Yeah, for like 20 years. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't get real involved in it. He said, that's why I pay people. He said, I don't handle any of it. He says, honestly, I couldn't even tell you what's on the menu. He said, I don't do any of that stuff. I said, really? And this guy's been everything. He's been in the military, he's in the Navy, and that clicks right off the top because of my dad's Navy. But anyway, so he was super charming. He walked right up between the girl and I, and he was asking her when her birthday is, so you write in his little book. And then he had told me after a few minutes, he said, you know, I own this place. And I'm like, really? And I was like, you know, is this guy telling the truth or what? Because a lot of people tell you stuff like that. They be sitting in the bar drinking and go, yeah, I own it, or I have a portion or investment or something. And they're just, you know, like they say in Oklahoma, they're pulling your tail. So anyway, so she come back by and I said, she had to go do something. She was really fun to talk to. And she says, and they had good business while I was there, I gotta tell you. And as slow as we were in my house that I worked, and this place was banging. God, this looks like my old Camaro. Oh, I miss that car. I didn't miss it. It didn't have power windows, but I did love that car, and it was stolen. Yeah, damn it. But mine wasn't Rally Sport. It was generic. That was Rally Sport. And they hand painted it with brush. I could see it. But anyway, so it was really a wonderful conversation. I told her, I said, that guy says that he owns this place. She says he really does. And I said, is that right? She goes, yeah. And she's like, he is so nice. And I said, he really is. He's a very charming man. He sure didn't look like he was in his 80s, though. I gotta tell you that. That guy sure did not look like he was in his 80s. So, anyway. So you guys will hang tight here for a moment. I will be right back. Oh, you can't believe the Powerball. Oh my, oh my. Beer back. Oh, girl, somebody's smoking weed. But anyway, you can't believe I was looking at that Powerball. It was up to like 800 million or something the other day, and so which makes it look so rigged, okay? And so I gotta look at the thing to see if it played yet. And I look at it and it looks like 1 million. I said, wow, somebody hit it. 1 million. The guy said, no, better look again. Billion. I said, what? I looked again. Sure as heck it's a B. Look how doofus I was. Thank you for the thumbs up. So I'm like, 1 billion. And I think it did that last time. Just recently, like last month or something. It was real strange. And then some elderly lady or something hit it. The whole thing. There was none for anybody else at all. It just went to one elderly lady. I was like, Jesus. So anyway, so my car is happy that I got it some fuel. So anyway, let's see what we're talking about work. So anyway, that nice gentleman that apparently owns that dinner house, we chatted for a few minutes. He'd love to talk. And it was so sweet. And he's like, you married? I went, no, all done there. I said, I divorced him several years ago. And matter of fact, he just passed away like a year ago, something like that. And I don't even know if that's true. I know it's true, but I see it in dirt and headstone, okay? You can't believe everything you hear. I noticed on the internet, and some other people mentioned it too. It was on the internet. The person that posted it, you can't even trust their words, so I don't know if it's even really true. But anyway, we chatted for a bit. He said he owns several houses and he did sell some of them off. And he's got a couple he'd like to sell off now that he's renting out. He rents them out cheap. Oh my gosh. Oh, man. It would be a blessing if I could get one of those. Yeah. Got a 3-bedroom rented out for $1,000. House. A house. That's right up my alley. That's about the size I need, and that rent's okay for being a touristic area. But anyway, so he's like renting one to one of the employees, and he said, "Man, I wish he'd buy it." Honestly, he said, "I'd like to sell it." But anyway, so it was awful nice. And then I went to go fill some more of the application out, and the girl came over again. She was so sweet. And she said, I came here after Landry's. I said, "You what?" She says, "Yeah, Bubba Gump and all that stuff." She said, "I was working at Landry's, big corporate." I said, "Yeah, and I know the guy that owns it." And the same guy that owns the Gold Nugget out in Biloxi. And he's big money, that guy. And he owns several of them. Landry's, the Bubble Gump, and some other thing, and plus that casino, and he owns quite a bit of stuff. So, it's a real high-end, like, restaurants. So, anyway, she said I was a server. She said I was an expo food runner, then a server, and then became a restaurant manager. She said I really worked with some great people. She said my boss was awesome. She said that they did her boss dirty, and everybody followed in suit. They all quit. And they did it because they felt it was wrong what they did to that super boss, So they all bailed. She said, "I think it was one of the greatest moves I ever made." I said, "Wow." And she was like, "It wasn't right what they did." She said she couldn't work for them anymore. So she decided not to go big league and work for, more of a private owned house. And there's some down here that are private owned. They're not big names like Red Lobster, Joe's Crab Shack, and all kinds of stuff. There are some private ones. So, she really likes it. She said that there's no big problems there, and everybody gets on great. Now, see, I know a server that works there. And she likes it. She just says her feet kill her. But, she said the money's real good. But, the trick is getting your foot in the door. That's the trick. So, then, it turned to like 7 o'clock, and I said, "Well, do I go look at some more joints, or do I, go work on that storage real quick, see if I can get that nailed out?" So I decided I'm going to go to storage and see if I can get some more stuff sorted out, nailed out. So, I don't know. But, I can go back to work for the trains, but the season's really good right now. So bad. But there's a few places around hiring and stuff that's just trying to get in one. And there's a lot of places that are cutting back because of the season. So I don't know, but it would be nice if it was like the old days where you worked a place and everybody was having fun together. And, you know, it wasn't problematic. It's the way people act at work today is ridiculous. I think it's so much harder than it needs to be. No matter where you work, it should really work like a rhythm, almost like a song being played. It should really work well. Got a good crew that works together well. Somebody make a place, one way or another. Man, Powerball 1 billion. My God. I don't like it when it gets that high. It just seems like it's rigged, you know? I didn't want to give that money away. So I'm getting better little by little every day. It's been really bad. If I had some good antibiotics, I could get it sorted out real quick, but I don't. So it's been really slow. I mean, this is shocking. Got a lot of infection going on. Because I'm having a really hard time killing it. But today's a way better day than the past 7 days, that's for sure. And I was hoping to get 8-10 hours in a day. Damn. This is the end of the pay period. I got June down. I got a few hours yesterday and like an hour and a half today. 2 hours, I guess. I have to come in before opening. I'm going to tell you though, that's sending you home an hour and a half after open. It just seems so short to me. It's just like, why would you bother schedule? You have to have somebody out there and send them off. But again, I'm not the only one. I watch them cut servers terrible all through the night. But because they like to keep it overstaffed, now you start with 12, 15 servers. And you know it's slow season. What on earth? And then you knock it down to about the last 3-4 hours of the night. you still can't honestly predict. I have like 2 or 3 servers left. So whole restaurant shut down. And tables and people, they just want this table, that table, this table. I can't give it to them. And they don't understand why. Because they never worked in restaurant business. They don't understand that there's different servers that, each table is given to a different server, so everybody gets a table. They don't understand if there's no server for that section is finished for the evening, for the day. That they want to sit in. And they get mad. And it's mostly the tourists. The tourists really like to act stupid like that. Locals are really easy to deal with. I don't care, as long as they got a place to sit, they're happy. If you got a TV with a game on it, that just really makes their whole day. They don't care about the drinks or the food, they just want the TV. They have some games like yesterday and some today. The signal's gonna fade over here in a second. So if my voice starts going blah, 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 or something else, be quiet. It's because we're right on the military base right now. They block the signal. Well, I might have some signal. But anyway, I did call back there. There's one place I work. Asked for the big boss, hoping that he would be there, and he actually was. I said, if you have free time and you want to call me, I'll come down there, meet with you, whatever. I'd really like to talk to you. I was like, you okay? I went, oh, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work out. This is that same guy he started up again. And he's like, absolutely. He said, we'll talk tomorrow too. I said, gosh, if I even last, I'll talk tomorrow. I say, I don't know who I'm working with. And I can't get into the scheduling thing. They do the scheduling thing that's on the internet, on an app, and I can't get in it. Twice. I have not been able to get into it. And you can see everybody's schedule, their hours, everybody's working, all that stuff. It'd been real cool if I could see you in that sucker tonight and see if I'm gonna walk into damn Lion's Den tomorrow. That same guy's gonna be there or that girl. I'm thinking that girl won't because she'd said she only had 14 hours this week or something. I really felt today, but if I could lock onto a job today, I would just not go back to that one. Save the trouble. But seriously didn't lock on anything. And there weren't any managers available at that one real nice place I applied at today. So the owner was there and stuff. They were telling me they're there like in the morning and then they're closing and stuff. And it's gonna be tough. You know, unless I get sent off again. But again, tomorrow could be a fantastic day. I hate to go in there and go, okay, I don't want any shifts with that one manager, you know. Because then they got a schedule around it. That's kind of a pain, right? Man, they got so many boats out here now. Holy heck. Whoa. We'll see what tomorrow has to bring. And it won't be a total loss anyway because I got a lot to do. I'm going to try to get the storages moving. Would I like to have it all done today? Well, I could know I just saved like $200 on one unit. I think I'm going to take my office unit, move it into this other unit. I think I can fit it all in there. I don't know. Maybe I can. Cruising the boulevard. So I don't know, you guys. Well, I hope you guys have a great evening. A very blessed and profitable week. I'll talk to you in the next one. Man, what's going on? Crazy as moon.